to look at what clues were missed all the way along the line. We start last August with electronic surveillance. The National Security Agency intercepts communications from al-Qaeda leaders in Yemen. They talk about using a Nigerian to launch a terror attack. U.S. intelligence picks up a partial name, Umar Farouk. Also around August, more intercepts, direct communications between Umar Farouk Abdulmutallab and radical cleric Anwar al-Awlaki. Al-Awlaki, a key link here. He also communicated with alleged Fort Hood shooter Major Nadal Hassan and two of the September 11th hijackers. Late November, the key piece of human intelligence, Abdulmutallab's father, a former bank executive, goes to the U.S. Embassy after getting a phone call from his son. The son reportedly warning his father that it will be his last communication. The father tells the CIA he's worried that his son is under the influence of religious extremists based in Yemen. Two reports are written up, one a so-called Visa Viper from the State Department, the other a bio of Abdulmutallab by the CIA. And finally, a final chance on the front lines. Before Abdulmutallab's plane can head to the United States, the Department of Homeland Security receives an electronic summary of his reservation. The file would likely include two key details that might have sent up some red flags: that he paid in cash and didn't check any bags.
So now we've got pat-downs, in-flight restrictions, and a rush to buy and install body scan machines. Will it ever be possible to make air travel completely safe? I'm joined by Tom Sanderson, a counterterrorism analyst with the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Also, Mary Schiavo joins us by phone. She's a former inspector general at the Transportation Department, now a private lawyer who deals with airline issues. Tom, let's start with you. A lot of criticism over these new regulations. Matter of fact, yesterday I talked to an insider that used to be with counterterrorism and said all these new rules are basically half-assed. What's your take?
Well, I think the new rules are important. However, there's a tremendous tension between creating a perfectly secure traveling system and the necessity to enable commerce, travel for tourism, people going home to visit family members. You can't have perfect security and the kind of commercially based society that we have. We need freedom of movement.
So, Mary, how do we protect ourselves? Because it seems every time something happened or something is thwarted, we react, but don't we have to work more on preventive measures?
Yes, we do, but the important thing to note is that we have to do and we have to follow the measures and laws we've already put in place. For example, this fellow did get secondary screening, but they didn't catch anything when they did the pat-downs and when they looked at his bags. Was that a known problem? Yes, it was. The Inspector General released a report over the summer saying the TSA doesn't do body searches very well. They miss a lot of things. Can you do it better? Yes. When I was Inspector General, for example, we had some airports that caught items and caught people trying to sneak through checkpoints 100% of the time. So they did get perfect scores. We had other airports that got around 20%. So it really does boil down to knowing what to do, which is hopefully what the president's going to take care of today, and then doing it every time, every passenger, because the terrorists watch and they scope out the airports to find the weaknesses, to find who's sloughing off.
And you bring up a good point about finding weaknesses, finding who's sloughing off and where. I mean, Tom, is it possible to stay one step ahead of these terrorists?
It's extremely difficult because there are so many elements to their operations. They have so many different tactics and types of organizations around the world that are looking for weaknesses in our system. And for us to predict every move that they're going to do is extremely difficult. And they have a lot of ways that they can probe our defenses. So I think it is tremendously difficult to stay ahead. And again, reconciling that need for security and the need to get people moving through these airports, millions of people, is very difficult to reach.
All right, we're not finished yet. More with Tom and Mary and the state of airline security right after a quick break.